North of Northern Gaming, and today I have a Plague Inc. guide for you for bacteria. These are the genes that we went with. Metabolic Jump gives you points for red biohazard bubbles. Genetic Mimic makes it harder to cure, which helps us with symptostasis. Aquasite makes it easier to get to some of the islands. Extremophile gives us a perk everywhere. And Symptostasis, symptom costs don't increase but easier to cure. This allows us to keep moving with transmissions a little bit quicker and willing to spend more points in there because you don't have to save up a ton of points for transmissions later. Symptoms later. So I'm going to start here in Saudi Arabia. I like this area because it's connected to Africa and Asia through land, which helps us when we grab the bird transmission, because that is a land transmission. So I have this at ×3 to speed this up. I do like to try and grab coughing first. Sneezing. This gives us some infectivity and also gives us some severity. Which, having a little bit of severity gives you a quicker point buildup, which is kind of nice. I do want bird transmission first. So grab that for 12. This also gives us a mutation chance, which is really important. High levels of bird migration. It's a nice pop-up after you grab the bird transmission. I'm going to grab Air 1 next for 10 points. We want to do our best to keep this moving. Nausea symptom mutated. We're going to leave the mutations. It's alright. So we just got a pop-up saying that they understand tumors better. It's not something I really go for, but if you do get tumors, it may be better to de-evolve that, as it will speed up the cure effort actually. Grab cold resist. So I personally believe that the goal to getting into Greenland up here is to actually, so we have the 57 million in the world infected by the time they found this out, which is pretty good. I believe the secret to getting into Greenland is actually having cold resist and drug resist, because a ship comes out of one of these countries, okay, and if you look down here, rich country and cold, and they all have that. Rich countries have drug resistances, and that's why it's good to get them infected fast, so there's a higher chance of a ship coming out of there being infected. So I think that's really the key into getting into Greenland and not getting locked out super early. So we have both of those, so now we can go back to working on transmission. Immune suppression symptom mutated. That might be a bad one. Yeah, we're going to cancel that. We're going to de-evolve that. Don't want that yet. It gives us 2 points. We are going to grab water 2. And we're going to grab air 2 next. See how we're doing. Most of everything's infected. So again, we're not going to get into Greenland until we have these 3 up here going. Which I think we just got it. So, do want to grab the infection to keep that going. Transmission to keep infections happening at a fast rate. You see they started working on the cure. I'll grab genetic hardening now. We're in Greenland. Okay, so the world's infected. We can give this a couple seconds because we're only at 2%. This way it lets the, populations in all the countries start to get infected. Rash symptom mutated. 4%, 5%, but again, we're building up some in here right now, but we are going to go for the kill here. So that's 50 points for total organ failure, and that's why I started with coughing and sneezing first, because you only have to do 2 more symptoms before needing to grab that. I like to grab Insomnia and Paranoia because it does slow down the cure effort a little bit, and every little bit helps. You're going to see a spike in points start to jump here because we are operating at a much higher severity and also lethal. At this point, I do like to try and get Seizures and then Insanity, because Insanity makes it significantly harder to cure. It resets the cure a little bit, and Infectivity jumps up. So it jumped down to 47. And we're still accumulating points. Keep an eye on Greenland. We're very lethal right now. We could burn ourselves out, and then in that case, you would just de-evolve total organ failure. I might do it here just to, we're at 95% for the cure. Let's reset that. We have plenty of points. I'm going to grab genetic hardening as well. The second genetic hardening, because we have so many points. The cure is drastically going to slow down soon because of global populations pretty much wiped out. So keep an eye on this. You may need to de-evolve total organ failure and let the infectivity rate catch up. But we're moving along quickly enough to where I'm not going to have to do that. Everyone's infected, so just go crazy. Reset the cure and speed this up for yourself. And that, my friends, is Bacteria on Mega Brutal. Done easy. Like I said, focus on getting those cold and drug resistance perks when you start, having a steady amount of points coming in, because it helps you get into these 3, which gets you into Greenland, and Greenland is usually the stone wall for most people trying to get this done on Mega Brutal. But I hope you enjoyed this guide. I hope it was helpful. Please give me a like and go ahead and give us a sub, and check me out on the King of the North 88 on Twitch. And I will see you in the next guide.